Is Mr. Slutz, and this is the curriculum video for English 11 and 12. In this video, we're going to be briefly going over a simplified version of the syllabus, and then I'm going to give you a short tour of my Google Classroom, which is where most of your child's work for English is going to be held and completed this semester. If we take a look up here, my information is below. Email, phone, and also my free periods. I'm free every weekday from 9:15 to 10:30 unless I'm in a meeting. And then I'm also free after school, after our dismissal, which currently is 1:10. Feel free to give me a call at any of those times, but the quickest way to reach me is definitely going to be email, as I can respond to that throughout the day. English 11 and 12 are designed for students with reading, writing, or other communication disabilities that hinders those abilities to read or write. We use a lot of specific strategy instruction in order to address any of those deficits and over time, hopefully overcome them as well. This semester is a little bit different, as this semester we are focusing mainly on public speaking. Your student needs a public speaking credit in order to graduate from Seneca High School, and this semester in English 11 and 12 will meet that requirement. So we will talk briefly about what those expectations are, but it's not going to differ greatly from the English courses in the past. I'm not going to cover rules and regulations today, as it's pretty standard, respecting your peers, your teachers, and so on. The main one I do want to cover, though, is number 7, bring a charged laptop to class every day. As I mentioned already, almost all work for this course is going to be digital, meaning that I don't use pencil and paper assignments usually. So if your student does not bring their laptop, unfortunately, they may be left out of the activity, or they won't be able to participate to the extent that it was intended. So please encourage them to bring their laptops and chargers every day, especially to English class. A few details on quizzes and tests. Of course, we do have a traditional test at the end of the semester for the final in December. Most other assessments are going to be in the form of speeches for public speaking, a few short digital projects, and a few essays as well. Besides that, we won't have a large amount of traditional tests where students are answered true or false or A, B, C, or D. It doesn't usually speak to the strengths of the students in this course, and so we use alternative assessments to measure what they've learned instead. When it comes to grading, like all classes at SHS, the final exam was worth 15% of the grade. I don't have a set standard categories or percentages of points at this time, because this class is meant to meet the needs of the learners, meaning if we identify a need, we will do a lesson or a unit and different assignments for that. So it is not cohesive to the course to have the assignments planned beforehand. With that being said, most daily assignments are worth 10 points, and most end of unit assignments, such as speeches, are worth 50 points. My expectations for absences is fairly simple. Since all of our materials and directions are posted on Google Classroom, I do ask that students check there first. Sometimes they may be able to complete the task without even talking to a teacher or myself. Other times they may need additional help, which is okay. But I do ask that they check Google Classroom first to see what they missed, and then reach out if they need additional support. When it comes to late work and absences, I do have a new policy that we're doing this year. If you take a look down here, 1 class period late equals a maximum grade of 85%. It could be lower than that based on the quality of work, but 85 is the most they could get. 2 class periods late is a maximum grade of 70%, and over 2 periods late is no credit. Of course, if your student has accommodations regarding late work, those will be considered and put into effect as well with this late work policy. And lastly, if your student does have an excused absence, they do get a 1-day extension for any assignments that they might have missed. So for example, if your student misses 3 days, they do get 3 days to make those assignments up in my classroom. Now we're going to move over to our Google Classroom. This is where almost all of the materials and work are going to be housed this year for English 11 and 12. So if you take a look under lessons, you'll notice that everything is labeled by date that we had the class. So for example, if we go to August 21st, you'll see what we did for that day. You'll see the homework, and then you'll also see all of the materials that we used as well. I try to make it as simple as straightforward for the students as possible. If you scroll down under Other, you'll see a few other useful pieces of information. Syllabus, my Zoom contact information to video chat, and then also a Read Theory login information, which is a website we use to monitor reading skills. I appreciate you viewing this video and sticking around to the end. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email or give me a call. And I hope that you and your child have a wonderful school year. Thanks.